Men adore women with these 5 qualities. If you've ever wondered why some women seem to effortlessly capture a man's devotion while others struggle for scraps of his attention, listen closely. Because in this video, you're going to discover the 5 timeless qualities of a woman straight out of scripture. Qualities that make a man see you not just as someone to date, but as the woman he wants to protect, pursue, and cherish for life. These qualities don't require you to be perfect, and they don't require you to pretend to be someone you're not. But once you learn them, you'll stop chasing, stop overgiving, and stop wondering why he's pulling away. And instead, you'll find yourself being pursued, adored, and deeply valued. So if you're tired of a man losing interest, if you're done with casual situationships, where he acts like your boyfriend except on holidays, birthdays, and anytime commitment is mentioned. If you want a long-term relationship with a strong, loving man who knows your worth, keep watching because this may be the most important video you ever see. I'm Brody Boyd with Magnetize Your Man, and for over 20 years combined with my wife, Antia, we've been helping thousands of successful women all over the world to attract a loving, long-term, and committed relationship with a man they want. And today, we're going to reveal the 5 feminine qualities of a Proverbs 31 woman that makes a man see you as truly rare, worth far more than rubies. So let's start with quality number 5, dignity and inner strength. Proverbs 31:25 says, "Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come." This verse paints a picture of a woman clothed not in fear, not in desperation, but in a quiet inner strength. Now, this doesn't mean she's hard, controlling, or masculine. True dignity is rooted in trust. Trust in God's timing, trust in her worth, and trust that she doesn't need to chase or manipulate to be loved. A Proverbs 31 woman doesn't unravel when things go wrong. She doesn't suddenly stalk all his Instagram likes, zoom in on random girls in his comments, and call her best friend for a 3-hour CSI investigation. Instead, she remains steady because her value isn't dependent on external validation. And here's what makes this quality so magnetic to men. Men crave a woman who carries herself with calm assurance. When you radiate that steady confidence, you become like an anchor in his life. In a chaotic world, you are his peace. Now, here's a paradox. Inner strength often looks like vulnerability. It's being able to say, "May I share something with you? I'm feeling a little anxious today, and I'd love if you could hold me." That honesty takes more strength than pretending to have it all together. And when a man feels your openness, it awakens his masculine instinct to protect, provide, and step up for you. He sees your dignity, and he can't help but cherish it. Quality number 4 is wisdom and kindness. Proverbs 31:26 says, "She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue." Now, wisdom isn't about being the smartest or always having the right answer. It's about knowing when and how to speak. Proverbs 31 reminds us that true wisdom is always wrapped in kindness. And that's powerful because men do not respond to criticism the way women often hope they will. Criticism to a man is like trying to reboot Wi-Fi by hitting it with a hammer. It doesn't work, but kindness, that's like giving his soul the latest software update. For example, instead of saying, "You never spend time with me, you're always busy," you could say, "Can I share something? I feel a little lonely when we don't connect. I really love when we have time together." Same truth, totally different impact. When you speak with grace, you draw him closer. You make it safe for him to open up his heart because he doesn't feel attacked. A man may forget the details about what you wore or the exact words that you said, but he will never forget how your warmth made him feel about himself. And that feeling that he is respected, valued, and inspired around you is what keeps him coming back again and again. Before we get to our next point, if you'd like to finally retire from the Olympics of overthinking and instead know the exact steps to attract real devotion, make sure to take our free Magnetize Your Man quiz by going to magnetizeyourman.com or clicking the link in the description or comments below to get that now. Quality number 3 is trustworthiness. Proverbs 31:11 says, "The heart of her husband safely trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good, not harm, all the days of her life." Every man longs for a woman whose presence feels safe. Safe not just physically, but emotionally. Trustworthiness is more than just being faithful or honest. It's an atmosphere that you create. It's the way you share your feelings without blame. The way you believe in him when he doubts himself. When a man feels trusted, something awakens inside of him. His masculine drive to build, provide, and protect comes alive. He wants to give more, do more, and be more for you. But when he feels doubted or micromanaged, that drive dies. He shuts down, he withdraws. Now think of it like dancing. When you trust him to lead, the dance flows naturally. If you keep tugging or correcting him, the rhythm collapses. This doesn't mean trusting blindly. A Proverbs 31 woman has discernment. She knows that not every man is worthy of her trust, but with a man of integrity, your trust becomes the soil where his greatness grows. And the more you show him his heart is safe with you, the more he will prove himself trustworthy, because every man longs to rise to the level of a woman who believes in him. Quality number 2 is nurturing and care. Proverbs 31:15 says, "She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." Now, on the surface, this might sound like endless chores, but at its heart, this verse is about the feminine gift of nurturing. A Proverbs 31 woman doesn't just feed her family's bodies, she nourishes their souls. And here's the secret: the real food you provide a man isn't a hot meal or a spotless house. Because let's be honest, no man ever fell head over heels saying, "Wow, look at those perfectly folded towels." No, it's your warmth, your smile, your radiance, your appreciation. Men spend their days striving, competing, and carrying heavy burdens. What they crave when they come to you is not more pressure. It's rest. It's joy. It's a sense of home that only a feminine woman can create for him. Now, this is why Proverbs says that she looks well to the ways of her household. She's attentive, not because she's controlling, but because she's present. Her energy becomes the scarlet covering that shields against the cold. One of our clients said when she stopped exhausting herself doing and simply leaned into being joyful and receptive, her man told her, "Being with you feels like peace." Shortly after, he wanted a deeper commitment. That's the true nurturing, not performance, but presence. Not endless giving, but the heart-level care that makes him feel alive and safe in your love. And quality number 1 is reverence and faith. Proverbs 31:30 says, "Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." Now, this is the crowning jewel of the Proverbs 31 woman, because at the core of all of her qualities is faith. Faith is what makes her strong without being hard, wise without being harsh, trustworthy without being naive, and nurturing without being depleted. A woman who lives this way isn't desperate for a man to fill her emptiness, because she is already filled with God's love. And that kind of spiritual rootedness gives you a glow up and a peace that no circumstance can take away from you. Here's the paradox. The less you need a man to validate you, the more he longs to be with you, because men can feel the difference between a woman who radiates faith and one who radiates from, "I already planned our wedding on Pinterest after date 1. And when you embody this faith, men don't just care for you, they honor you. They want to praise you, protect you, and commit to you. Not out of obligation, but because your reverence inspires his devotion. So those are the 5 timeless feminine qualities from Proverbs 31 that men love. And when you embody them, you stop chasing, stop doubting, and start attracting the man who sees you as his greatest treasure. And here's the beauty. Even if you struggled in the past, you can start practicing these qualities today. Because the Proverbs 31 woman isn't about perfection. She's about the process. And luckily, the process does not include memorizing 27 relationship hacks from TikTok. And once you align yourself with these qualities, a man won't just notice you, he'll cherish you for life.